Alrighty, Kelvin, let's go ahead and let's go over your email here first and answer your questions, okay? So first of all, what would you recommend to wear inside the singlet? Okay, underwear and a t-shirt. It's as easy as that. Be careful of boxers. You usually cannot wear boxers underneath a singlet because it does assist a little bit. Usually it's got to be like tighty-whities, okay? Go to change my footwear. I don't think they allow contestants to wear running shoes. And really, to be honest with you, Kelvin, you don't want to wear running shoes when you deadlift or squat. Reason being is that, of course, the most stable you could ever be is with your bare foot right on the floor, right? And then, of course, the least stable you could be is inside one of those bounce houses, right, where you're jumping around on like a big, air bladder, okay? Your running shoes are basically a miniature bounce house, a miniature air bladder, okay? So you've got all that cushion, which, number one, provides instability, okay, foot rolling, ankle rolling. Number two, it actually places you further away from the bar on your deadlift. You want to be as close to the bar as you possibly can get on your deadlift, so you want a flat shoe, okay? Usually Chuck Taylors or any flat sole is acceptable for deadlifting. And then I don't know if you use an Olympic shoe, for your squat, but those are usually acceptable too. Okay. Glad you enjoyed the podcast. Sorry, I'm running a little bit of a cold here, partner. Yeah, and really, to be honest with you, I don't remember what we even talked about, to be honest with you, but I think you'll really like this one. This one here, Jeff and we recorded tonight, was bodybuilding in your 40s. So old guy bodybuilding. So training is all set. It probably goes without saying, Kelvin. If it does, I'm going to say it. Use the loads that are listed, okay? And make sure that the load that you're lifting matches the load that I've got listed, okay? So, if you need to, use 20 kilo plates. And that way, when you need your 180 kilo deadlift, it's easy to just go 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80. You know what I mean? Because the bar's 20. If you use 20 kilo plates, you know exactly what you need to do. Okay? But yeah, use the loads that are listed here, my friend. Okay? It's all outlined. Now, really the only hard week of training where it could be kind of rough is the week of March 12th. Okay? That week there is kind of the peak of your workload. After that, we taper down. So that you can see that week you're going to bench press 4 times, you're going to squat 3 times, you're going to deadlift twice. Okay? Now, when it comes to these days, as long as for the most part, with minor exception, I'm not going to say it absolutely has to be this way, but with minor exception, try to do them in order. However, like for example, in week 1, I've got you bench pressing only on day 1. Okay? If you wanted to bench press for day 1 and then deadlift for the day 2, that'd be fine. You'll also see that in the second week, March 5th, I don't have you doing any of your main lifts on day 1. So if you wanted to knock off maybe your squat for 3x3 at 120 kilos on day 1 and then just do your bench press and your deadlift on day 2, that would be fine too. Just with minor exception, okay, try to keep them in order and know that you can kind of put things together if you need to, okay? And then you're going to see that basically overall training volume on your secondary work is down because I want you to get the main lifts in. Those are the most important lifts for powerlifting, okay? So yeah, the entire macro cycle is all outlined there along with the taper that's going to happen the week of March 19th and then your peak on March 26th, okay? And then when we get closer to your meet, we'll be able to give you an attempt selection spreadsheet and that will go right in here in your protocol as well, okay? Other than that, I copied and pasted your work from your prior macro cycle where it says main lift macro 1 and secondary lift macro 2. So you can go ahead and take a look there if you want to, okay? That's kind of for, I guess you might say, just future reference and kind of your record keeping. And then finally, keep doing what you're doing. This works perfect where it says main lift day 2, DL squat bench press, okay? I'm assuming BH is bench press. Yeah, just keep doing that, It wouldn't even have to be, like if you choose to mix and match, you could put day 1 squat, day 2 bench press, okay? Or you could put day 1 bench press, day 2 squat, okay, if you do both of those items in the same day. Whatever it takes, partner, to get the week of training done in a 7-day microcycle, okay? So make sure that you get all these lifts done, because it's all kind of built to where the peak of your volume and the peak of your workload and the peak of your intensity as well is all during that week of March 12th. And then we taper down so that we reduce the fatigue. And when you do your meet, you're going to have that fatigue eliminated, and you're going to be able to perform like Superman, okay? All right, my friend, I think that's it. So again, make sure the loads that you're lifting match the loads that are in the spreadsheet, okay? And here's to setting some PRs on April 1st, okay? All right, bud. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you later.